guys? All right. All right, cool, man. I'm gonna make sure my shit ain't fucked up. Cool.
Where people live in the moment, where we don't have time to stop and think, we found a place where you can stop, enjoy, and have fun. It's a small universe full of happiness, joy, and serious beats. It's an entire world where love, passion, and music live together. There is one man, a true master of music, a mixing genius. But first, a leader. He will lead you through this powerful, epic, and unforgettable journey. You have now entered his kingdom, his universe. Now go. You can find him behind the DJ decks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
Is this David? Oh, God. All right.
There you go. Sorry, there we go. We've got. How about we let everyone introduce themselves? That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
And ain't money.
Well, who wants to go first?
That ain't money.
I'll go first. I'm Easy 606, one half of Sick Trinity. The other half of Sick Trinity is in the studio working on our new album that drops April 1st. So I'm here.
Word. I am Spec One with Grim Reality Entertainment, coming to you live from the spirit realm.
That's because he's coming from the spirit realm.
Hold on, real quick. One of my label mates actually hit me up for my email address for sending me a collab. That's all. Let me see. Let me fix this shit.
Yo, can you guys hear me?
There we go.
Okay,
Sorry
cool.
about
What up? I'm Nate Money for Crypt Keeper Productions. I play in the metal band Cryptid. I release solo music as Nate Money. Thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it.
Word.
I was muted the whole damn time. Jesus fucking Christ, I'm tired.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, but nobody else could hear me. Oh, no. It's just been one of those days. I'm just waking up fully. But thank you, William Bishop over there. He's dropping out everybody. And these are all the guys. And you guys heard my question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
So
don't you
every
take the question up so they know what it is?
okay, how is the music industry able to help out instead of trying to break people down? Try to build them up and trying to unify them. How could it become better in the sense of instead of just using negativity
Your mic is not on.
to use positivity?
You want me to start it?
Yeah.
Um, man, of course, music's meant to inspire. So first and foremost, it's more positive than it is negative because uh, most of us are given a voice to be able to reach a lot of people, and we can choose whether or not we want to influence negatively or positively. But at the end of the day, um, I think positivity is a little bit a better lane, I would say, to go in. You know, I love to do my negative music as well, but at the end of the day, if I can change a couple people's lives, if I can help somebody through their mental struggles, then it's a win for me. So I guess I'm gonna lean more towards music can affect people positively if we make it that way.
NA?
Yeah, I feel like the music industry isn't positive, but the music scene can be positive. You know what I'm saying? Like the business is definitely not positive at all because it's cutthroat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The business side of it, there's really not a whole lot positive about that. But I think the music scene of like artists like us getting together, whether it be on something like this or at a local show, if people of a certain area come together, like we do that a lot in Maryland, where I'm from, I think the music scene is positive. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it comes down to the smaller artists that come together to make it positive. You know what I mean? Like I think that that's what's positive about it for me.
Me, honestly, I don't think there's really a whole lot of positivity in the music industry itself, not in the industry. The underground, like I would have to say, if anything, I would rephrase it to like more like positive connections. You know, like my connections I make in the underground through my music, through other people's music, through our connections that we both feel through our music. You know, those connections are more positive than anything. I mean, if you're familiar with my music, it's not really the most positive thing. But the thing is I write the music that people, you know, like I write the music that people feel. You know what I'm saying? Like I try to. It's hard to describe, but I tried the shit that touched me when on a soft note or whatever, like got to me growing up. That's what I kind of try to do for other people. You know. So, but it's mainly the connections.
I agree with what you said about the industry. Both of you guys, like the industry's cutthroat as hell. They're all about themselves. Whatever lines their pocket is what they're going to push. But as far as the underground, though, I think the underground has more of a family sense than anything. You know,
Yeah.
especially with certain cliques, I guess you would say.
Now, a quote has been running through my head lately, and I'm gonna drop it to you guys and see what you guys, what's your aspects on it, okay? And besides religion and all that, it's just the quote itself. But the gods will send angels upon you in the forms of demons to bring you forth out of the darkness, for sometimes only a demon may be able to pull you from the darkness. What do you guys think that means?
I mean, it's pretty powerful. I mean, to me, honestly, I don't know, man. That hits in a lot of different ways. Like, you know,
Are we all juggalos here? Like everybody here, like have a juggalo background?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Okay,
Trying to show
so
you my Hatchet Man tattoo and it didn't work, but yeah.
well, like honestly, man, you can compare that to the race, man. I mean, honestly, like what did ICP do with their whole race thing? I know they kind of like walked away from it for now, but like they like their whole point on that the last song on Shangri La was kind of like telling people that we use the demon to pull people out of the fucking hell's pit to get them to a better fucking a better stance in life, better circle of friends, a better outlook, on being a scrub and stuff like that. So I mean, I guess you can compare that to that.
Yeah, like kind of like if you're wanting to reach somebody that's down in the darkness, they're more familiar with demons than they are with anything else, so they're going to relate to that. So in order to grab them, you got to relate to them. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what that means. Like it takes a demon to know a demon and pulling up. Like I don't know.
Now, I only said that quote just to strike this note, okay? And a lot of artists I've noticed doing this show and doing other shows for BTMX and talking to other artists myself. A lot of artists will use their demons and use the negative in their life to inspire them to do music and to try to progress their music further by talking about their demons and that and talking about what's gone bad in their lives to try to spin it to a positive message. Okay, that's the whole reason why I said that quote. Okay, now I know a lot of artists, they do the whole okay, we're going to use our music to help somebody out. Hold up. I love what William Bishop over here said. He said, the new fake snake ass motherfuckers or the original juggalo that embraces everyone.
Man, don't get me started on that topic because we don't have enough time. Like, I'll go for hours. Like,
See.
In the underground, you got the new school versus the old school, like family versus the Merchalos.
See, this one thing that you guys might see. If are you guys fans of Alizimalu, Axe?
I grew up with them boys. Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is Joe Black's, but yeah, uh, they have their Camp Zoo, and a lot of people, I haven't had a chance to go there yet, but a lot of people are saying that's how original gathering was. They've gone back to the roots. So there is still pockets of communities out there, which is good, I think, in the underground.
Yeah, shout out to my brothers, man. Alizulu. Now, if you ever talk to Joe
They're
Black,
not brothers, they're our uncles. Come on, if we're fans, they're our uncles.
they're my
Uncle
brothers.
Billy,
They're my
Uncle
brothers.
Lynn.
So I've grown up with them since we was probably 15. So
They actually named my twins. They gave the middle names to my twins.
hell yeah.
So
If you
yeah,
ever talk to Joe again, call him Food Stamp and tell him I told you that.
well, when they finally get to the UK, I'm the one that he's having a walking stick fight with because I'm
Bet.
disabled as well.
Now,
I got a fucked up leg, man. I got a fucked up leg. It's all fucked up.
I think we're all fucked up
I
somehow.
walk
bro.
with a limp because my nuts are heavy.
You got them elephantitis.
no, the thing is though that just popped in my head, and it's crazy. Okay, have any of you guys ever heard of Lost Children of Babylon?
Yeah.
I haven't.
You have never heard of? Okay.
I heard that title before, but don't know much.
Okay, Lost Children of Babylon was a rap group that I used to listen to. And then I got into like Tom McDonald and those guys, like Chris Webby, people like that, that controversial music. And then I fell into a depression, what? Shoot, 3-4 years ago, and ended up going into like horrorcore and synthcore again. Now, what everybody doesn't realize is I'm an original juggalo. Okay, I'm one of those kind of juggalos from like the 90s juggalo kind of lifestyle. The Gen X juggalo, basically, is what I call it. Because we were the ones who, yeah, we basically went outside, we played, we had fun. We drank from a damn garden hose, for God's sake.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm 41 years old, man. I feel you. I've been down for a long fucking time. I feel you.
And my first ever gathering I went to, I was maybe 4 or 5. Because one of my cousins ended up, he was older than me, and he was listening to ICP, so he said, fuck it, I'll take you to your first gathering. So me, him, and I'm like 4 or 5 years old going to my first fucking gathering. Not knowing what the hell the music was, because like I was actually into it, because he'd babysit me and I'd be sitting there just bobbing my fucking head and shit. And like he thought I liked it, so he took me to my first gathering. And I kind of remember it, but not all today. But that sense of family, okay, from back then is what I see in the underground with a lot of people. Okay. Now, over here at BTMX, we're trying to have that same sense of family here. Okay. We're trying to not just become big and huge, we're trying to just network so everybody else can actually have somewhere to come and do their music, or like, oh, this guy isn't too famous, and holy crap, this guy is though. But trying to have everybody help each other out, you know. Now my question is, okay, from William Bishop is, what corruption are this, or do you see in the underground that makes the underground about the whole thing?
Basically, what kind of corruption is going on that makes us frown about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what he typed. Man, like I said, there's so much, but I think a lot of the corruption that pisses me off is like the whole um merchalo thing, and how if you don't gather, you don't matter. If you don't buy all the newest jerseys and all the newest gear, you're not a real juggalo. Um, like it's some sort of popularity contest. You know, when did that matter? I thought it was scrub life. Like
Bro,
I thought that it was family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
growing up, we made our own merch. I just happen
Exactly.
to have these laying right fucking here, but growing up, we made our own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, yeah,
Nobody cared if you took a stencil and spray painted a Hatchet Man on your shit. As
bro.
long as you were rocking that logo, you were down. You
Yeah.
know?
My
And
big
now it's like if I don't have that new $300 jersey, I can't be down. You know?
Yeah.
my big thing is when people let one bad apple spoil the whole barrel. You know what I mean? Like most juggalos I've known are great people. You know what I'm saying? And then one person is does something terrible, and then that's what you hear about. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's the first thing that comes to mind when I hear that question.
Um, hey, do I dare go out on a branch and say something that's borderline controversial right now?
Bro, okay, real quick. A lot of guests have asked me this, okay, and they don't fully understand the aspect. I have one rule, okay? No boundaries, no limits. It is an open talk fucking session, dude. Basically,
Oh, but I say that because of how some of my other friends in the game might look look at me, but like truthfully, man, I don't even think there are juggalos anymore. Like realistically, like there are juggalos, but there aren't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely like, man, I'm just sitting here, I'm listening to the easy talk about how you have to have the $300 jersey. This coming from guys that used to draw on fucking soup cans and donate them and get them back. You know what I'm saying? Like personally, me, man, like I wouldn't even call myself, like, as far as a music fan, I wouldn't even call myself a juggalo anymore. I'm like more of like, I'm into the underground scene, man. It could be anything. Like look at LSP, bro. Like LSP has their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? They made their own way, doing their own thing. You know, they went a little gorier than the normal Wicked shit, even. You know what I'm saying?
Then you got your little side bits off them as well. You've got obviously Razzacal's label now, which is Drunken Head Entertainment, and then you go over to Damien Quinn, where it's Cult Activity and all that.
Yeah, you got Grim
But
Reality.
they're all,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, so in my opinion, man, like I think that it's evolved. Yeah, it's windy out where you're at, huh? But like it's kind of evolved. I mean, like, I think that
Be right back.
it was almost a forced evolution, man. Like, if you think about it, like when Twisted, like in my opinion, back in my day when I was super active, man, like when Twisted left and created fucking Magic Entertainment before it was even Magic Ninja. You know what I'm saying? That was like kind of the beginning of it, because you kind of knew that this shit right here, this family scene that you're looking at, man, that's finite. You know, that's eventually gonna end. You know, there's some animosity in the family, so you know that's gonna eventually fucking end. But I think a lot of people in the Juggalo community started like branching out. You know what I'm saying? They started finding people like Scum. They started finding people like Necro. And I think now it's not even a Juggalo thing. I think we've moved bigger than that. Now it's just like a horrorcore and like a wicked shit type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Juggalo is a part of that, and it's almost the foundation that was all built on. You know, but at the same time, I think that let's be real, man. These people that we rely on for that kind of content are getting old. You know, like Violent J can't even tour anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like ICP used to be out like fucking. Dude, I live in California. I used to see them like 3 times a year. You know, and so it's just like, this is eventually is going to evolve. You know, and I think that we're right now really in the middle of that evolution. We're seeing everything kind of just morph, like case in point, man, how many juggalos today that actually like listen to Eminem? Back in my day, it was like I always listened to everybody, but back in my day, man,
Not his
like,
newer stuff though.
But still though, like to hear somebody like Savage Panda say that now, and compared to like if me and Savage Panda were like this age or whatever, talking in like the 90s or whatever, dude, we'd be like, man,
I talked it in the 90s. I got clowned on by my homies. They all listened to Eminem, 50 Cent and all that lot, and I was ICP, but I liked Eminem, and that was our meeting point. And then obviously as I got older, I found out House of Crazies and Eminem and stuff like that. So I schooled them.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, okay.
Would they do that now though? Nowadays, would they clown on you for listening to it? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like well, in my opinion, we've moved past a lot of the petty bullshit, a lot of the stupid bullshit. And then and also there's two-sided coin though, man. Like Easy said, we do got the merchalos, but these are the youngsters that are just impressionable. You're always going to have people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like case in point, man, I was talking a couple weeks ago about Tupac with some guys, right? And I'll walk up and, one of my buddies walks up into the conversation. He's like, oh, Tupac was the greatest of all time. And I'm like, cool, do me a favor, name 2 songs by him. And he's like, I can't. I don't really know. And I'm like, so how do you know? Like, I'm not debating that, but how do you know though? I'm just saying, like, know what you're talking about. But there's a lot of people out there in the game that get their stance, and rather than, they're just so integrated into their stance, they don't want to move forward. They don't want to learn. They don't want to expand their horizons. They just want to be right. So, merchalos.
See, here's the crazy part about that, okay? I don't give a fuck about if somebody says, oh, your music's whack, why you listening to that whack ass shit. I'm sorry, I'm a huge motherfucking Tom McDonald fan. I'm a huge fucking Chris Webby fan. I love that controversial music because it makes you fucking think, okay? Tom McDonald released a song, okay, that basically explained everything when it came right down to it, okay? He makes music not for the fucking people who are gonna be out there buying drugs, fucking doing all the crazy shit, following the mainstream rappers. He makes the music for the ones who wanna fucking think, who actually want to have a voice out there who's basically trying to do things. Now, there's a song called Blame the Rappers from Tom McDonald that I fucking love because him and Dax get together and they collab on that one. Later on, you guys should check that out. And they literally talk about all the bullshit that the mainstream industry has become. And they're basically drug pushing, alcohol pushing fucking people anymore. Now, he even mentions the underground. He's like, how do you guys want the world to actually be dealt with? And how do you want to be perceived in the world? Try not to be that negative influence. Try to be that positive influence. And me, I used to actually be an artist myself. I used to play guitar and drums, blew my hand out and screwed my shit up. And like I ask every guest, okay, when it comes to the point in life though that everybody says, "Oh, I'm just waiting to make it." Will Savant said something on Wake Up Your Life once. He said, "As long if it's paying the bills, if it's bringing you money, if you don't have to go work at a 9-to-5 job to actually pay your bills, then you've made it." How do you guys feel about that?
I'll say that I feel like guys that do rap that try to act like they're making money off of it, or it's kind of like wrestling, where they don't want to tell you they're not making money at it because that doesn't look good. You know what I mean? But in all actuality, when all your music is on Spotify and they give you 0.004% of every song, you got to be hitting pretty big for that to really translate into a lot of money.
Yes.
Yep.
If you're not slinging merch and doing shows, you're not making money. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true. I mean,
being booked for shows, not pay to play shows.
Honestly, man, the music doesn't generate the currency anymore. It's more of the merchandise and stuff like that, being
Yeah,
active and being
the
out there,
tours.
making that connection with people at shows and having them buy your merch. In my opinion, man.
If we talk about merch, I mean, Juggalo wise, one of the biggest people in the merch game, you've got to say, is Ouija Mac. The way
I
he makes stuff and sells stuff, you've got to take your hat off to him.
I love Ouija. I've
So do
done
I.
multiple shows with Ouija. My only gripe about Ouija is he waxes people. His shit is overpriced for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when it comes to charging $50 for a T-shirt, it's like, damn, like,
Don't even go there. $117 for VIP.
uh,
He starts tonight in the UK.
he does it
He's
though.
got
I
4
mean,
shows.
giving props because he's doing it.
He's
People are
doing it.
buying.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, man, like I
it
don't think
ain't
people
it
Hey,
ain't
right,
cheap
he's a
for
good
him to be
artist.
out there on the road either, though.
Nah.
Oh
I don't.
yeah.
You
No,
know,
no
with
doubt.
gas prices going up and everything, and he's out on the road. You know what I mean? He's got to make up for it somewhere.
Hey, that guy's got a fact right there. It's
Yeah.
fucking expensive.
Hell yeah, it's expensive.
Spec One, what's your thoughts on
Yeah.
it?
Honestly, man, I don't think people like me make music like I make with the end goal of making it, bro. You know, like um I talk about fucking some pretty brutal shit. So, I don't think Stephen King writes his books, like when he was young thinking that he'd be the next fucking, like Mark Twain, So I get it, there's a certain crowd, and the audience that listens to my music might be smaller or whatever, but honestly, man, I just make music because I make music that I would fuck with, you know, so the people that are in the mind state like me, you know, hopefully will fuck with it too, you know, because we've all been in those situations where the guy across the counter you just want to fucking do bad things to because he's a piece of shit. So that's kind of like what my music's about, you know, like I'm gonna take care of that piece of shit, you know. I just dropped a fucking track yesterday called Spirit World. It's all about that, man. It's all about dragging people down to the spirit world. Yeah, produced by Jerry the Clown. Yeah.
Yeah, I got two responses for that. Like on one end, my successfuls are in two different branches. Number one, yes, it's great to be able to make money and live off music and do what you love to do. That's wonderful. That would be, I guess, everybody's end goal. But in my eyes, I can drop what I'm doing right now, and I'm completely happy with where I've went. You know what I mean? I've got to open and become personal friends with some of the guys I idolized as a child. You
Yeah.
know, I've opened for every almost I could almost say almost every person I've ever idolized, I've touched a stage with or became semi cool with. You know what I mean? Um, I've made a lot of good acquaintances, a lot of good homies that have stuck with me through the journey. I've got a lot of supporters that I fuck with heavy that really have my back. And I didn't make a shit ton of money off of it, but I'm happy with where it went. I can leave happily if I decide to do so.
I'm
For
actually
me, man, it's like I like connecting with people. You know what I mean? Even if it's 20 people, it's just fun connecting with people through music. You know, because you go through life and you feel like you're not connecting with people at your job or at your school or in your town, and then you play a show and motherfuckers are moshing to your shit, and it's like,
It's a feeling, bro. Especially when they're in the front row and you can hear them singing the shit with you. They know your shit and they're repeating it. There ain't no feeling like that.
I think we might have
Yeah.
lost and ate money, but I actually really love what you said because it kind of reminded me of something. Okay, reach one, teach one, speak one, be one. Okay,
Speak one.
that's actually the full saying. That's the crazy part. Okay, oop, yeah, we lost them. Probably signal, but it goes back to that saying. Okay, I don't make swords and knives and costumes for the masses. I don't mass produce anything. Okay. If somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, I want a mask made. I seen Spec One's mask, man. Can you make me a mask that looks like his mask?" Okay. I call that I call Spec One up like, "Yo, hey bro, can I get your permission to make your mask, bro? I'll give you a kickback off of doing your mask for this customer," and that's how I do it. Okay, and it's all by contract. And I just got the greatest fucking news of all time when it comes to being a blacksmith or being a person who's in my cosplay industry. The company Baltimore Knives and Swords is doing a competition currently, and I was one of 100 people selected to being in their competition. Now, the range of people that are in that are looked at, okay, is like 150 million people are looked at for that whole industry, and only 100 get selected, and I'm one of those 100 people who they actually said, "Okay, we're selecting you," and I'm like, "Wait, what the hell just happened?" Like,
Awesome.
having that. Okay, now most people don't know who they are who aren't actually in the industry that I'm in. Like, there's a lot of people who don't know a lot of artists that other people know. Now, you're from Maryland, right? 606.
No, I'm from Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Oh, that
Yeah.
then that was ain't money.
Kentucky like the bourbon.
Uh huh.
Yes, sir.
Baltimore is actually in Baltimore, Maryland, or right outside Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. It's a company that does like cosplay manufacturing of custom cutlery for like Ubisoft, Bethesda, Hollywood. We're talking a company that literally is in the mainstream who still looks down for the little guy. Basically goes down to the grovel and the mud and the blood and says, man, you know what? Fuck the mainstream. We're still going to help out the little guy out. And it's like, if somebody who was famous, who was big up in the industry, came to you and said, okay, hey, I'll give you a shot, like, let's say Eminem or one of those guys came up to one of you guys and basically said, hey, I like your music. I love your ethics. I love what you're doing. Come on stage with me and do a whole tour with me. How would you guys feel about that?
I mean, it would be epic. I mean, honestly, I mean, it's going to be two totally different styles, but just the thought of one of the goats of our time, actually taking interest in you. I mean, that's a in itself.
Yeah.
I've already had that happen in a couple ways, in my opinion, because one of the people that I really look up to and have for like the longest was Insane Poetry, and we've done a lot of stuff together, man. He's been a very good guy to me. Same with like Scum, you know, like I've opened when I was up and coming, man. I've opened for Scum like 100 times, and now and now I'm sitting here like texting him like, "Yo, how you been, bro?" Like talking about just like fucking life and shit, you know.
Yeah,
See, that's like me and Bloody Rockers. We've started chatting quite a lot. He's a good
Yeah.
homie. Same with
Yeah.
Scott and Damien as well.
When
yeah.
people
Shout
are,
out, shout out to
listening-
Psycho. Shout out to IP and Ivan. Those are two hella good dudes, man.
yeah.
Yeah, good peoples.
Scum may or may not be on one of my next singles. Just throwing
Hell
that
yeah.
out there.
I'm definitely listening to that one.
It's funny you said, 'cause I actually need to cook up something for IP too. Because last time I seen him, he's like, "Man, when are you gonna send me something?" I'm like, "Man, I've been waiting." He's like, "Man, I've been waiting too, man." He's like, "Get something to me."
You ever seen the No Mercy music video?
No.
Check that out one day, man. That was shot at my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, talking about new music, I do believe Savage Panda released some new music.
Yeah, I dropped one the same day as Spec One with Jerry as well.
Yesterday.
Shout out Jerry the Clown.
Oh yeah, I did. We dropped a new one yesterday too.
Ah. All three of us did. How random's that?
New Music Friday.
I'm just trying to wonder. I'm wondering one thing. Why is everybody going to my boyfriend to basically make music?
Only two of us have.
Yeah, I've actually talked to a few other artists that I know, and
I mean, at this moment.
I've sent like 5 or 6 people to Jerry, like since I started messing with him. Because like Jerry,
Oh, Jerry
he's a
works
good guy,
with a
man.
hell of a lot of people. Like,
He deserves business.
you've sent
man.
5 or 6 to him. He works with like 5 or 6 in the UK. And then yeah,
Yeah,
he's amazing
I
at what he does.
I
A
found
producer?
Jerry. I
Yeah.
found Jerry
And
on
a
third-party
vocal
website.
artist as well.
Yeah, I found Jerry on a third-party website that had nothing to do with the underground. I was actually like on a website looking for a producer, and I typed in horrorcore, and not a whole lot of people on that site had horrorcore, and Jerry was like the only one, and I'm glad he was the only one because he was the only one I needed at the time. So yeah, I've already got 4 songs with him on production. I got another 6 coming, and one of those 6 actually has a verse on it from him as well. So yeah,
now
I like him. He's good people, man.
here's a shocker for everybody. I've got a song actually coming out from Jerry,
Nice.
and it is called "The Victory of Valhalla." Is the actual title of the song, and me and him we kind of got an argument of the song itself because it legitimately. I told him I don't want no glory. I don't want no kickback, no royalty. He's like, no, you're gonna get your fucking royalty. You're gonna get what fucking you deserve, dude. You were the writer. You're gonna get the publicity of being that writer. And the crazy thing is, it's a song that I wrote, fuck, 15, 18 years ago, and I never released it. I've got five other songs that I've written down, and I'm trying to find those five. And I was gonna send those over to Jerry as well, but I told him like, and he keeps saying no, 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 no. I was like, no, I like to write music. I don't like to just be out in the spotlight. I know how to write songs. I know how to do that. It's just, I like to be a ghostwriter, basically. Yeah, I like to hear my music out there, but I don't want the whole fame and fortune. I don't do music for the whole reason of, okay, I want to make my name famous. I want to get my name out there. Okay, my aesthetics of it is I want people to understand there's others out there who are just that great. Now, if I know a few artists who have had ghostwriters, and a few artists that I know also have other people write their music. But have you guys ever had a friend that walked up to you and asked you to do a song for them and not give them publicity for it?
Like have somebody offer to write you a song?
Yeah.
I mean, I've had them offer, but I've declined. I won't. I don't.
I'm in the same
Go
camp
for
as Easy. I can't. Easy
Yeah.
just literally just took the shit right out of my head and said it. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
I like writing my own stuff.
I'm firm. I'm a firm believer. Like if I don't write it, then it's not mine. Like you know what I mean. If it didn't,
Yeah.
I express myself through music. So if I didn't write it, then it's not me.
Yeah, if you don't write it, you can't feel it.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously you can feel when you listen to music, but I feel myself when it comes to writing music as an artist. Normally, when I do music, like when I write it, I put everything into that to almost help. It's like a therapy to me.
exactly.
well, I
So
believe
like,
if, you know,
so
you're an
like
actor at
when
that
you're
point, man. If somebody's feeding you lines, you know, like I mean, realistically, you're kind of an actor at that point. I mean, unless you're singing and you've got a voice that can't be topped, unless you're fucking Mariah Carey and you can hit a note that fucking can crack glass, you know, like you know,
Yeah,
like like here's the thing, like Tech Nine started out as a ghostwriter, right? Why did he eventually start rapping, man? Because he got tired of people not rapping it the way he fucking wrote it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, if
exactly.
you can do it, then do it. You know, even if you just record it and then just keep it in your house. You know, like just doesn't hurt. You know, to do your own music. You know, I'm not saying ghost. Like I got a really good friend of mine who ghostwrites for a lot of fucking people. I got no problem with it. You know, personally, but personally myself. It's just something that like I grew up in the hip hop scene, you know, like in the underground. I used to be in a group called the Lab Rats, you know, and if you look at all that shit, man, it's all syllable count and all that kind of shit. So it got to the point where if I was in a session with my two other partners and we were writing music, right, and we were writing our verses for that track, and I was writing something and I had the idea, but I said it out. I said the verse out loud, and then one of my buddies had the same idea as me, and it was like kind of tossed it my way. I'd be like, well, I got to scrap that idea because I'm trying to come up with my own shit over here, and I don't want him thinking that I purposely took his line. Because later on down the line, man, I don't want that guy saying, oh yeah, well he plagiarized one of my lines, or or ghost wrote that, So
yeah.
I always like kind of, if anything, stiff arms that kind of stuff.
Well, I've seen that a lot in the mainstream music and that too. A lot of
Oh
people
yeah.
will use ghostwriters lately, and like one thing
Well,
I've
that's Dr.
noticed.
Dre.
Have you ever noticed how when when you listen to somebody, their first 1 to 2 albums are always incredible. Then after that, they kind of fall off. It's because those first couple albums were theirs. The
Yep.
Yeah.
passion, the soul was in it. But when they started getting ghostwriters, it just became like, you know, a lot of
Well, like
Yeah.
artists.
Dr. Dre, look at NWA. I mean, like that's like one of the staples of fucking hip hop, you know, like and Ice Cube wrote all that,
Yeah,
you know,
that,
like
that's why
like
Cube, his first albums were amazing.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
One thing that I have to say is that like there's like all right, for instance, like Dr. Dre. I love Dr. Dre. Don't get me wrong, okay? But if you're on a track with Dr. Dre, you're actually kind of like you actually help write his verse. You know what I'm saying? So what I like about that though is that if you listen to Dre with Eminem, you know, fuck all you backstabbing bitches, all I need is him. You know, that's an M line. You can totally fucking tell, but Dre was spitting it because M helped it write it. Then you hear him with like Snoop, and you can hear that Snoop in his verse. You know what I'm saying? I kind of like that a little bit, you know, but I don't fucking hate the guy because he's one of the greatest producers we've ever had. So man, I ain't hating. I'm just saying
Yeah.
you could tell. Yeah.
Now, kind of on a personal level, okay? If you guys had a fan walk up to you and ask you, hey, your music saved my life, it stopped me from killing myself, and it helped me get through like what I was going through, how would you guys feel about that, and what would be your reaction to it?
it's already happened, but I mean, not as killing themselves, but helping them get through something. It's already happened. Um, it's humbling, yet uh, I, it's kind of it's humbling, yet it's fulfilling because that's what we want to do. A lot of times, certain songs that I write for that reason. To kind of touch somebody. Now, other songs I write for pure evil or for pure fucking hatred, aggression, whatever. But those tracks that I meant to actually do something, it feels good to let when somebody tells you that it helped.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I had a few artists that I was looking up to at a point, and they basically fucked me over, and I basically walked away from them because they were literally shady as fuck to me. And doing Wake Up Your Life, I've known quite a few artists, and Savage can verify this, that I've asked them, they've said, oh, yeah, I'll be on. And then the day of the show, they'll be like, no, sorry, I can't do it, I'm busy. And like, have you guys ever had the whole aspect of somebody pulling out of you at the last minute?
That's
Have you
what she said. Sorry, bro. I
have
got
we
you.
have we
Michael
ever
Scott
quote
you know.
unquote pulled out, or have we had somebody pull
Yeah,
out on us?
have you guys ever had
No
somebody
homo.
pull out on you?
No homo.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna answer that. I'm kind of feeling like this is a setup.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want that sound bite out there later, Easy. You just don't want that. No. How about back out?
Yeah, back out. Man. I've been on the receiving end. I used to have my own little
That's a really
podcast.
good job. You didn't answer it like that. Sorry.
I used to do my own podcast, man. I've had artists back out like you do all the promotion, you make flyers for a month because I usually tried to give a month of promotion, and I'd have people amped up and like people coming through, and then the artists would be like, "Oh man, like something happened, I had to leave town or whatever." I'm like, "Man, that's some bullshit." Like, you know what I mean? I definitely know how you feel. It makes you look at people different too.
Yeah.
Never meet your heroes, man. Never meet
Hey,
your heroes. You know, I've had so many like experiences. Like I've met people and started to get to know them and realized at like and it just stopped. Just like, all right, you know what? I'm eventually gonna look at you different, and I really don't want that perspective. So you just stay over there. And my grandpa was a fucking hardcore Christian. One of the things he used to say about people he didn't care about, but like he still cared about. He said, "I'm gonna love you from afar." You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I'll just sit back and enjoy you from afar. Like some people, there's been people in the game. I know people that have paid people for entire albums like years ago that still haven't even gotten a verse out of the guy, and he's already been paid. Money's already been spent. You know what I'm
I know a
saying? So
couple
it's
of
like,
those, and I
yeah,
probably know who you're talking about because I know quite a few of them in the underground.
yeah. I
Um,
mean, well, shit. I'll say one out, fucking right now. Fucking Nairo the fucking madman, dude.
yeah,
Fucking
yeah,
Nairo the fucking madman used to say he came up to me, man. He would get everybody for a $500 deposit, $500 deposit. Then he was touring and all this shit based off everybody else's money that he was getting, and then all of a sudden he just got sick, and then just
yeah,
disappeared, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
I was
yeah,
part of his street team. Yeah,
yeah,
he
man, like,
disappeared.
yeah. I did
I
some
got
shows with Nairo in Kentucky, man. And
yeah.
like at first, I dug dude. He was a cool cat, but then I
Good
sat
thing.
back and I watched what he was doing to people.
Fucking
So,
as a matter of fact, when I was on tour, fucking Tim Torment fucking was a tour driver, and he used to used to get down with Nairo a lot. Tim's a great fucking guy. Nothing to do with all that bullshit. He actually cleared up his end, but yeah, man, people do that though. I mean, it's been like that, like fuck, man, growing up, man. When I was a kid, it was cool. I knew a lot of ska bands. I knew this band called the Skeletones out here, and I saw shit like that happen to like them and shit like that. And it's just it happens everywhere. You just got to be smart about who you fuck with. I'm not gonna fucking hand you like I'm not gonna hand you over $500 if I don't fucking know you, dude. Like that was like the first thing he fucking told me. I seen him at fucking Gorefest. He was like, "Yo, man, I get you on some big ass fucking shows." You know what, man? I'm good with the people who book me. I have people who book me. I book myself. And those people I fucked with for over 10 years. I know them personally. I know their families. We're friends. I'm I don't fuck with people that I can't trust. I've been in the game. I've had dude. I've had the guy who was in a group with me, like my fucking best fucking friend, pulled out because he thought he had a better opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that. That's just how it is, dude. You
yeah,
gotta fuck, like my grandpa, like I said, my grandpa was a hardcore Christian. And you go back to the fucking thing, put your faith in man, he will fail you every time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is. You can't at some point you can't even get mad at the person that you put your faith in because you might have just put too much faith in them and it might actually be on you. Like some people are just like, it's like a girl when she dates a guy who's a fucking loser and she's like, I could change him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
no, you can't. You want to make them who you want them to be, but that's just not who the fuck they are. So back to my thing. I just enjoy them from afar. You stay over there, I'll stay over here. We'll do our occasional music together. Like we'll embrace each other's fucking path and shit like that. But I don't see us becoming fucking like like phone buddies and shit.
yeah. I
Basically, you
met,
can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
yeah,
But
Yeah,
I
you
met
got it.
I've met a couple people that I really was hype about meeting, and I really looked up to these people and realized that they were not who I thought they were. And I actually didn't mess with them anymore after that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say any names, but there's one guy that I'll mention their name that he ripped off a bunch of my people on verses and show money, which is bizarre from D12.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. With a
He
lot of
got a
people,
lot of
actually.
my people for money, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll name drop one that's fucked someone over in Scotland and a lot of people in America. The Joker.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what, man? I'm just gonna say it like this, dude. It's fucking sad, dude, that I've heard so much bad shit about the dude because honestly, he's a fucking dope artist. Really, like I just
he's a
hate
hell of
that
a
kind of shit.
lyricist.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
hate that kind of shit.
Some of his
It's just
bits, yeah.
like like man, come on, bro. Like be a little bit better to people, and I don't know, man. I don't have any personal quarries with him, but yeah, I've heard some stuff like
That's
that,
the
and I
best
think
thing
he's a
to
dope
say is
artist,
be
though.
better to people and
Yeah,
just leave it at that.
Now, I got one more question for you guys. One more good question for you, okay? Uh, talking about like backgrounds and where we all come from and everything, okay? I come primarily from urban areas and the hood areas and that, okay? And my upbringing wasn't the most nicest nor the most gentlest, okay? I come from the era of the 90s kids, so you guys all can only imagine what I had to go through.
I'm the same. I'm the same, bro.
My parents were baby boomers.
I was
So
an '80s baby, bro.
I'm an '80s baby, but I grew up in the '90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm only about 3 years behind you, bro.
Yeah. Oh no worries. I'm just saying I feel old sometimes.
I'm only
Look,
33.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's cool. That's cool, bro. But coming from different backgrounds, okay, and being able to have the same ideals and the same influences and the same manifestations of energy, basically. Okay, most people don't understand this, and I've not really heard anybody actually ask this question. Is when it comes right down to it, does your background actually matter, or is it the pursuit of the goal that you are trying to achieve that matters
Does your background matter for what?
on what you're doing? Does your background actually matter to drive you to doing what you want to do, or is it the goal itself that actually is you put in place for yourself that drives you?
Honestly, I feel like it's a mixture of both. Um, my background definitely helps me because, like, be it because I'm more of a street dude, and like it definitely curves me and helps me deal with certain things and how to navigate certain situations. But the end goal is definitely the motivation of reaching that mass, I guess you would say. Um,
Yeah.
but overall, man, my end goal might be different than other people's, you know?
I'm living my end goal. Honestly, man. Like I'm not even kidding, man. When I started this shit, I said even if 5 people fucking rock with me, bro, I'm doing what I want to do. You know.
Exactly. You
So
making music that you want to do, you're having fun with it. That's what matters, really.
Yeah.
yeah, like fuck, Spirit World came out on fucking Friday, and I'm in the plays are. Let's just say I'm getting a lot more plays than I thought I would. I'm getting a lot more endorsement and embracement on on the track, and it's just like so I'm kind of living my end game. I mean, it's only up from here. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely believe that not only am I headed in the right path, but I've already kind of jotted down it a little bit. You know, it's just the hardest part is, man, it's like nowadays I really believe, I've been in the game for a long time, like 20 years, and now like I sit back and I look at this game differently now because it's like before it was like about getting your stuff, like doing certain things, like getting YouTube plays, getting your stuff on platforms, stuff like that. Now everybody, fucking distro kid, is just a fucking dime away, bro. You can
Oh
get on
yeah.
that shit real quick.
I'm
So
the same way, guy. Like when I first started out, the internet was just coming up. We
yeah,
didn't have we didn't have
Yeah.
freaking sound what's that, SoundCloud or none of that
SoundClick,
stuff.
SoundCloud,
We had MySpace maybe.
MySpace.
Dude, the fucking
That's what
MySpace
that's what
player,
it was
dude, I
about.
miss that shit, bro. I miss that
Man,
shit so much.
but I come from the era of going to Kinko's and getting flyers and selling albums out the trunk before we even had a
There's pictures on my page from almost
That's
20
how
years
that's
ago
how
of
the
me
metal
posting
days were
flyers
for
out of
me.
college,
yeah.
man. Yeah,
Grinding for real.
Yeah,
but
back
like
before
where I
they
That's
was
had a
going,
sound scan, you know what I mean? When who
where I
knows
was
how many albums I sold out the truck.
where I was going though, like is like what I mean is like nowadays, like I believe that the game is like if you really want to do something, you really want like all right, case in point, man. I'll use my boys Reckless Intent as an example. Like they went on like a fucking like a 2 month fucking tour with the guys from LSP. They bought into what they had to do on the gas or whatever, the cost and all that stuff. But they literally took almost 2 months out of their life and said, "Hey, everybody, I'm putting all this shit on hold. I'll be back, but I'm gonna go and I'm actually gonna put fucking fucking feet to concrete and actually do it." Cody Manson the other day put up a post talking about people who are opening for him that kind of seem like entitled, and he goes, "Man, one of the things that stuck out to me in the post was I'm out here living this life, missing my kid's life for this shit. Like this is a nowadays it takes a lot of dedication. If you really want to do that kind of stuff, you could sit back and do the internet kind of thing. But nowadays, it's literally about going and making that connection. For example, look at the people we used to go and see when we were in big ass crowds. Like Twisted and all that shit. Like now we go to a Twisted show and they're hanging out in the fucking crowd with people. You know what I'm saying? These people, like, it's all about the connection now. Like you see, my buddy fucking Riff posted fucking like 6 months ago, fucking ICP was in fucking town, right? He's at a fucking pool hall with Violent J with no fucking makeup, just hanging out, bro. It's about the connection now. It's if anything, the underground has kind of fizzled back down into the underground and back to where it was originally at. You go to Astronomicon, you're gonna meet everybody. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
I believe the artists that we all looked up to have learned from what we've become, and some of the people higher up than us that have become in the limelight of being an artist, they've kind of looked and gone, maybe we're doing it wrong, and now everyone's connecting how it should be.
You gotta make yourself accessible. Like people feel like people want to make those connections. That's why, like, no matter what shows I've done or what shows I've been on, a lot of artists, they'll stay in the green room and smoke and do all that shit. I'm at my merch table the entire show. From when I get there, I'm at my merch table. I go on stage and I come back to the merch table. So if anybody wants to chat it up, get something signed, buy shirts, whatever, I'm there.
That's the best way to be.
I'm not gonna go be bougie and hide in the back somewhere.
Well, it's to the point now when I go to certain states, man. Like I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm going to Arizona, man. I better see my fucking homeboy Blake. Like I met these people from that connection, but these people are now my fucking, like, man, I can't wait to go and fucking party it up at a show with them. It's not, to me, it's not even about performing now. It's about going and seeing my fucking friends. The performing is a big part of it, but the best part of the night is the connections that I've made and like hanging out with those people, like shit, fucking having a good time with your fucking friends.
No doubt, man. It's like we said earlier in the show, man. It's just that you build those connections with people, man, and they become part of it.
Yep, they become like family almost. Shit, some of them,
yeah.
That's honestly how Sick Trinity came about. Shout out to my brother. He popped in the chat a while ago. He's been doing his solo shit for as long as I have. He goes by Wicked Ways, and
I know who that is.
Yeah. We linked up back in 2011, 2012, before he had to go away for a while, and we talked about it while he was locked up doing his thing. We stayed in contact, and I was out here building my shit. And as soon as he got out 2 years ago, we put the plan into action, came up with the name, and we just ran. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how we became so close, man. We met through networking and doing shows and shit.
Yeah, now a lot of companies though, I've noticed one thing, okay, and I'm gonna be real with it. I don't care how big you try to be, as long as your network is huge, okay, you've already made it. Okay, that's what people don't realize, is because it's the connections and your networking of who you know and what you know and how many people are in that network, because that network is like a net. Okay, that's why they call it a network. Okay, it has a broader spectrum, and a lot of people, they're trying to focus on, oh, me. We need to stop focusing on me, and focusing more on us as a whole, because the larger your network is, the larger you actually are, because a lot of people don't realize that when it comes to business. Okay, I could mention 5 companies right now that quite literally are small companies, but their network is so fucking massive that everybody knows their name, but nobody knows where they're actually located. But they know how to get a hold of those companies. And the production level is so small that it's like, okay, they only do a few things a year, but their network is so huge, but they still make so much money off of their network over what they do solely. Now, if you guys were able to collab with anybody in the world, who would you collab with?
That's a big.
Damn.
That's a broad question. Can we narrow that down? You got mainstream, you got underground, you got rock, you got rap, you got it's that's such a huge question.
Okay,
Fucking Gandhi.
if you guys had the opportunity to rap with any artist that you wanted, okay,
Oh, artist. Okay.
who would it be?
I'm gonna keep it underground level rap just to keep it fair. And I'm gonna do two. Can I do one of each genre?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Underground rap, I'm gonna go with Brother Lynch Hung. That's my idol. Like I gotta do it eventually. Um Rock World, Chad Gray from Mudvayne and hell yeah.
Oh fuck yeah.
For me, for rap, I'm gonna go with Shaggy Two Dope. And I know a lot of people wouldn't pick the same thing, but for me, I'm gonna take the entertainment route. And that's what got me into rapping was the entertainment value and the way it made me feel. And I hear a lot of guys, they talk about, oh, well, it's not lyrical and all that. Well, if that's what you like, that's good for you, but that's not what I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go off of what I like and what got me inspired. So if I was gonna go with rap, I'd go with Shaggy Two Dope. I'd want to do a track with him. And then as far as another type of music, I'd want to do a track with Machine Head, the metal band, because they had a big impact on me when I was young with their lyrics and everything like that. So those would be my two.
Panda, you want to go next?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Fucking. Honestly, man, like if I'm gonna go rock, I'll probably but it has to be Danzig era fucking Misfits. Like definitely, I would really like to do a track with those guys.
I've been listening to Danzig all the time lately.
And then fucking rap. Only because I just recently found this guy and I'm like really into his fucking shit is I don't know if you guys know Cat. I think he's from over like in your neck of the woods, Panda, like over in Europe or something. But fucking Kid Buki, bro. Like that fucking guy.
Yeah. No,
He's a
I've actually been
savage, man.
talking to him lately. He done a track with Ouija as well. He's
Yeah.
really good.
Well, he fucks with Corey Taylor. He just fucks with everybody,
Yeah,
man.
Corey
And the kid,
Taylor is shitloads.
bro, like, but the like he's like such his range is so broad on the fucking spectrum. Like, man, we could do a rock track, we could do a fucking chopper track, you know what I'm saying? Like a horrorcore track, like yeah. So I recently found him in the like last few months, man, and I was like,
What's
damn, man,
the
this
dude's
guy's pretty
name?
fucking dope.
If you want to talk to him, the best way to talk to him is Instagram.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
his
Okay.
name?
Kid Bookie.
Spell it.
Kid KIDBOOKIE. Check him out, brother.
I'm
He's
about to
got
check
songs
him out.
with
I'm always
Twisted,
down to.
fucking Young Wicked, fucking Corey Taylor, fucking Ouija Mac. It's pretty fucking sick, bro.
Yeah.
And
he's from London.
Panda, who
Yeah.
would you collab with if you had the opportunity?
Oh, well, first of all, if we were going rap, I would it would be a dream to do one with Jamie Madrox. It's just something about him when I was growing up and being a juggalo that helped me become who I am. That yeah, I'm a fat kid, but I can still have fun and laugh at myself. Do you know what I mean? And if we're going sort of metal and punk and stuff like that, I'd have to go. I don't know, possibly D's Nuts, or maybe we might go pop and go to Spice Girls. You know, bring them back.
You be doing more than collabing with the Spice Girls. I know what you be doing with the Spice Girls.
And my favorite was Baby Spice.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out which Spice Girl I want to impregnate. Come on,
Exactly.
Come on, Em.
Now, crazy thing is, if I ever got a chance to collab, and this gentleman is actually still alive, and very fucking few people actually know him. Very few people actually know about him. His name is Death the Poet. He is from 1964. He is the birth of poetry, rap, hip hop, the actual godfather of it all. Okay. He actually was one of the original, he was the very first person to bring rap into the light, okay? Because he would sing and rap at the same time, okay? My collab would be Death the Poet, because if you ever look him up and actually look at his music, it is fucking phenomenal. You don't even realize it until it's like, whoa, what the fuck? They had rap all the way back in the 60s. And then for metal, and this is kind of a shocker for most people, but everybody says,
that's a shocker.
But I would actually have to go with Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
Because I'm inspired by the older artists. Okay, I'm more.
You can see, man. That motherfucker can see, bro.
I kind of wonder
He's
that
been
sometimes.
proven. He's even taken his glasses off. He has probably about the tiniest bit of sight, but he's registered blind.
No, there's a controversy online, man. It's like if you just look up Stevie Wonder can see, you're gonna fucking love the videos you watch.
Yeah.
People be like, "Look, man, I swear he fucking saw that right there."
All right, I'll give you one to look up then. A Killer the MC is Tupac, and look at Jurassic 5.
Okay, how about this? Eminem is dead and they replaced him. Look at that one too.
Yeah, I heard about that one. That's a clone.
God, I love it. It's entertaining, man.
I believe that clone. I wrote.
We're losing you, brother. We're losing you.
Same as any Michael Jackson fans. He changed himself to Dave.
Oh, I love shit like that.
We go on for ages about conspiracies. It's like Avril Lavigne.
Oh yeah,
I
really
talk
like
over.
that one. I really like that one, man. I like watching the shit about that, and like, I can get my friends to believe that shit almost, you know.
What about
It's like
Avril
they drink
Lavigne?
Kool-Aid. She's not the real one.
She's not the real one.
She died
Her
years ago.
body
Her
double
friend
took over.
replaced her. Yep. What was her name? Marissa or Melissa or whatever.
Melissa.
She wrote it on her hand in a picture.
Yeah.
Like, trying to tell us. Leave Britney alone.
Tom McDonald actually did a song about that too. That's the fucked up thing. It's called Clones. That's why I like that. That's literally why I like Tom McDonald. Okay, he doesn't shelter. He doesn't basically. He doesn't hide the shit that he's about. Okay, he literally put it all out there for everybody to see. He's made songs about fake fans. He's made songs basically cracking on fucking everything. Okay.
I've got one for you. I've got a big one for you. David Bowie, fucking Ziggy Stardust, Kanye West.
Fuck that. No, he died years ago. Oh god.
But it's just crazy though. If you look at the song Clones, it's exactly what you guys are talking about. Okay.
I know who Tom McDonald is. I don't really listen to him a lot per se because like I like my shit a lot more on the gorier side. I grew up listening to like Immortal Technique and all that kind of stuff. So when I hear people like Tom McDonald and stuff like that, I get where they're going, but it's like, in my opinion, just I've already had that. I go to Immortal Technique. I go to people like that. I go to KRS-One for that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like his music. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just not. It's not on my. It's not on my palate. Like I guess I could say, just because it's. I grew up with different people giving me that kind of connection. You know what I'm saying? But I can totally dig your connection for the same reason though, because you have that connection like Immortal, man. Immortal Technique, man. That motherfucker, like he would spit some shit that just like, damn, dude, I got to open up a book and just read what the fuck he was talking about. Like, yeah.
Now,
So,
Spec, this is gonna be kind of a little bit of a throwback for you, brother, because you are the oldest one in the room. You are in your 40s. But believe it or not, who I grew up on was Marvin Gaye, The Temptations, CCR, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, the full Rat Pack. That's the music I grew up on.
Yeah, I grew up with Sex Pistols, and then you right, because I got adopted by my grandparents, so my dad brought me up on Sex Pistols, Madness, and stuff like that. GBH, and then my grandparents brought me up on Johnny Cash, Status Quo, Queen, Elvis.
Nice, hell yeah.
You like Misfits?
Of course, I like Misfits. And how can you say that when Spec One looks like that?
Oh yeah.
Actually, to tell you the truth, I'm actually gonna up here pretty soon. I'm making it's kind of, I want to cover a Misfits song with the band that I'm fucking with right now, but it's either gonna be I Want Your Skull, or it's gonna be fucking Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight? One of those.
Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight would suit more. I know you've got a skull face, but
yeah.
Mommy, Can I Go Out and Kill Tonight?
I'm leaning more towards that just because I can sing it better between us.
Well, there you go. You got one more vote from the UK.
There we go.
That means a lot because it's overseas, so it has to be that one.
Panda, I respect your opinion anyways, man. Fuck yeah.
I thought you were about to say I respect your opinion, but you can suck my dick.
No.
No, but the crazy thing is, okay, a lot of people, I've noticed one thing, okay? One of my friends, he popped off with this question to me, and he's like, if you could ever do your background music, would you do the background music, and why would you try to not do it if you couldn't?
I don't know what you mean, like instrumental?
Okay,
or like,
if you actually had an opportunity.
You're on about the music that inspires you and influences you and what you grew up with. Is that what you mean, Shawnkudoe? Yeah.
Exactly. Like the music you grew up with, like if you grew up with like CCR and all them and all that, okay, would you do music like that if you had the opportunity?
I do
music like that. Like I don't know if you were on that part last time when I was on the podcast last time, but I actually have a metal project coming out. I'm already 9 songs into it with the band called Doom Switch. Yeah, so I am kind of doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing the music I grew up listening to. Yeah,
I mean,
which is fun.
I mean, that's what I do too. I do it with different projects. Like Nate Money, I focused on the rap side of my influences with my band Cryptid. I focus on the metal side of my influences, and then I play guitar for Bloodlust, and that's kind of a mix of a lot of different shit. So I try to make different music that's inspired by different things, you know what I mean, to keep it fresh.
Oh yeah. I mean,
I used to do the whole metal scene, and now do this. So yeah.
I'm sure I would dabble in it. Like, I love metal and rock and stuff. I don't play instruments. I love R&B and stuff like that, but I can't sing like that.
This is the thing. Nowadays, you don't necessarily have to play an instrument. Like Spec One found out, you can just find online, and it's not necessarily someone making it. It's actually someone, like, if you want a metal track, they'll play you a riff. and then they'll send that, and then you can put that into a song. So it's
guys
all
familiar
real
with
now.
Ghost?
That's more or less.
That's
today.
I mean, that's one good thing about technology these days.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I mean, going back, you know.
You could avoid a lot of problems. Like all right, see, because like with me, man, I contract my music out. Like I know my musicians and everything. I know my band, but like at the same time, when I get my music from them, that's my music. Like we have a deal and everything, you know. Like I pay them for their time and stuff like that. I get sheet music and stuff like that because I've been in a band. I've been in a band where halfway through our set, the drummer decides this riff on the band on the drum sounds better, so all of a sudden he throws your whole fucking band off. You know, like there's just too many too many egos to deal with sometimes. So just to alleviate that, you know, I kind of stay away from that. The guys that I'm fucking with right now, like if I ever go out on the road, they're gonna go with me. You know, they're cool people, but at the same time, you know, like I do have that kind of stipulation, you know, like how Tobias Forge has it with the band Ghost. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my project, you know, but we're doing it together. Don't get me wrong, but I'm gonna pay you for your time. But at the end of the day, man, like if there's a fucking feud, man, I don't want to have to deal with drama. Not even drama. I don't want to have to sit there and have another fucking 250-pound weight around my fucking ankles holding me back because I can't get them to practice on time. I can't get them to fucking shows on time, you know, and I've had that before. So yeah, like I prefer to be free of any obligations like that if I can.
Yeah. That was the main issue I found in the band was Keeper the drummer.
Yeah, drummers are emotional.
Yeah, doing a band's definitely not an easy thing to do. That's for damn sure. I mean, hell, my band's going through. I think we're on our 4th drummer now. Yeah, it's not easy. Oh man, you don't even get me started. It's a pain in the ass.
See, I've been in a cover band myself, so I already know exactly how it is to be part of a band. I was a guitarist for a band, and quite fucking literally, it gets fucking ridiculous when you gotta switch other guys out, and like the original 2 members, and it was me and one of my dudes. He was the one who started it. He was the lead singer, and I was the guitarist. We went through so many bass guitarists, so many drummers, so many freaking vocalists or sub vocalists. It wasn't even funny. Like, we went through, I'd say, about 100 people in a 6-month time period, just trying to find the right people. And then I blow my hand out, and I left the band, and my dude said, screw it, I'm not going through the drama again of finding somebody else. So he basically just shut the whole thing down. But
think about how much of your hand you wasted on people that weren't, you know, if you would have just had everything from the gate, you probably could have made more music before your hand blown out, you know, not fucking with people, just having a steady supply. I almost look like at my rock music now, the same way I look at my instrumentals for hip hop. You know, just shoot me my stems, give me what I, you know, just, you know, I'll break it down, I'll mix it all in post and everything, I'll do it all myself. But at the same time, you know, like if I go to somebody for a beat, I'm going to pay them for the copyright. I'm going to secure the copyright. I'm going to own that. You know what I'm saying? Or we're going to make a deal where both of us are fairly compensated. I'm going to do the same thing with everybody in my band, you know, just because at the end of the day, you know, like I don't want no fucking stupid ass drama over, you know, anything like that. So I just make sure everybody's happy from the gate and we're all on the same page and, you know, there's nobody but hurt in the end.
see, that's why I left music, is because when I blew out my hand, I got a scar on the back end of my hand. I got cracked in the hand with a fucking samurai sword when I was younger. My older brother smacked me across the hand with a samurai sword and literally cut the tendon, but they stitched the tendon, and they said later on in life it may cause issues, and then the tendon snapped. They had to reopen the incision and reattach the tendon. And it's been like 12, 13 years since that's happened. And now I'm just being able to have mobility with my hand 100% now. And it's just getting back, okay, lately to be able to play guitar again is fucking amazing to me. Okay, I got a question for you guys, and it's kind of a dark question, but if you guys lost, okay, the ability to be able to sing in that or do that or make your art, what other pursuits would you go into?
Now that's a hard question right there.
I'll start it off there. Me personally, I mean, I already do a backup. I do radio because I've still given the love and the passion of music and getting people out there that need to get out there. That's the way I've got that safe fall back there with music playing.
All right, my earbuds died, so I'm gonna have to be on the fucking voice chat for a little bit like this.
Well, we've only got a few minutes left, anyways.
No worries.
I'll probably go do the graphic design shit because I already do that. But if I wasn't able to do the music part, I'd probably just go deeper into that.
Honestly, man, like if like right now with like my history right now, like if my voice went out tomorrow, I'd probably go back into my label. You know, I'd probably, you know, get with the label management for Grim Reality Entertainment and start putting, you know, time and effort back into the label that put so much time and effort into me, you know, helping them out, doing what they need to do, because I've always kind of done that in the background anyways. You know, I believe in a solid team. So I would, if anything, if I wasn't able to put my effort into me, I'd put it in my team instead.
See, me, I went to an entirely different and alternate way. I went into doing cosplay manufacturing, into doing the whole aesthetics of, like, I left music entirely
Then I
behind.
took you from your wife and then made you a DJ?
Yeah, and then DJ Shadow comes up, literally kidnaps me, basically, willingly, very fucking willingly, and got me back into my passion for music, because he knew my passion for music is where basically every fucking thing strived from. I got into doing cosplay manufacturing because of music. And I got into custom cutlery because of music and shit. Because I seen like Slipknot, how their fucking masks were, and the outfits from like My Chemical Romance or Black Veil Brides or those guys, how their outfits were. I wanted to be able to make those outfits. I wanted to be able to say, hey, these guys are rocking my shit. These guys are doing, they got my outfit on. They've got my mask on that I made for them. Oh, Spec One. That is dirty. That is beautiful.
You want to do that? How about custom Sid with my own face paint on?
Nice. What's your favorite Slipknot album?
Mine?
Has to be their self-titled one. I'm sorry.
I agree with you on that.
I like the Iowa.
Especially Spirit Out and Eyeless on there. Just, yeah, masterpieces.
I don't know. We Are Not Your Kind was a great chapter for me. I don't know, just because some of those songs hit like pretty hard for like certain points in my life. Yeah. I love the beginning of the great chapter though. This song is not for the living. This song is for the dead.
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up, guys. But if you guys actually want promotion or anything, talking to everybody out there, BTMX is basically, as you guys can see, we network with fantastic artists all the time. We got Spec One here. We got Sick Trinity here, 606. We've got N8 Money here. And we got Savage Panda here, the sexy Savage Panda.
Savage Panda doesn't count because technically he works for us.
Yes, he works for Breaking the Legion, but still.
No, he works for Breaking the Mold.
And Breaking
Sorry,
the Mold.
my shit cut out, by the way. My shit cut out, and I had to wait to get my phone back charged enough for me to even get back on here as I was in the middle of working. Sorry about that.
That's cool, brother.
Yeah, before you end the show, I just want to say, Easy and Nate, it was nice meeting you guys. Hit me up if you ever need anything, man. I'm definitely open to collabs, man. If you guys ever want to get down, hit me up. And then Panda, always a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Of course, BTMX, you guys are the shit.
You're nice meeting all you guys, for real.
With me, I leave everybody who's been on the show in the Wake Up Your Life chat group. So if you guys want to talk amongst each other,